Carl Willis joins us live with more on that bill. Carl?
Well, that legislation would call for criminal punishment for negligent drivers and bus company owners. It would also call for higher standards for bus lines like the one located here that had 2 buses involved in wrecks this week. Donning white headbands as a symbol of their grief, relatives of those killed in a bus accident near Sherman filed into the Leland Federal Building to call for new laws to improve bus safety. Peter Fan was among those demanding change. He lost his aunt and grandmother in the wreck.
So we can turn our tear in the last 2 weeks into some hope for the future.
Pham and many other victim relatives say they faced hardship after the crash that killed 17 members of the Vietnamese Catholic community.
A lot of families, they do not have any insurance. They do not have any coverage. They need to have some funds to help them.
That's one of the reasons that Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee authored legislation that would provide criminal penalties, fines, and even jail time for negligent actions by bus drivers and company owners.
This community has suffered enough. And to be able to tell them that there are no laws in place that would give them relief is a double tragedy.
Reckless and negligent actions would include driving with retread tires on the front axle, failure to test drivers regularly, driving with excessive speed, and using a driver with repetitive driving violations. The problem was hammered home even further after 2 separate accidents this week. One bus from Transportes Los Norteños caught fire on a trip to Columbus, Ohio. Another bus from that company crashed into a building when the brakes failed.
Interstate bus crashes are now becoming the norm, and people are losing their lives.
Jackson Lee will also call for the use of seatbelts on charter buses. Inspectors working for the victim's attorney say that might have saved Pham's relatives and so many others.
We believe, based upon our investigation and the experts that we have consulted with, that many lives would have been saved and many injuries would have been prevented.